Hi there, this is John Sanei from a freezing Cape Town. So glad to be adding some value to Adapt Inspire. So grateful to be able to share my thoughts and my thinking around inspiration for such an amazing brand. As I said, my name is John Sanei. I'll be adding some videos as we go along to help people think differently about approaching the idea of inspiration, the idea of motivation, and pretty much the idea of self-motivation and self-inspiration. And that's really where the trick is what are the tools that we could be using around this process? I help organizations and governments around the world understand the future, but what I've realized in recent times, if they don't have the right internal dialogue, no matter what I do and how well I explain the future and the roadmap to it, when you don't have that internal dialogue that allows you to wake up excited about approaching whatever topic it may be, you fall short. So I've been diving deep into understanding the psychology of inspiration. I've written a book about it, and I wanted to share some of the thoughts with you. And so I'm going to share just 2 thoughts today. And as these video series go on, we'll start sharing more and more and more. And I thought the most important aspect of self-motivation and inspiration should always start with what mechanics are we using to make decisions? And by that I mean, are we using our head or are we using our heart? So the trick here is that we have been taught through education, through schooling, through society, is that what we need to do is make logical decisions that have a roadmap of debits and credits, of trying to find any potholes to miss. And this idea always allows us to make logical decisions. What I've realized is that people that are self-inspired, that are self-motivated, make decisions from their heart. What leads them is what makes them most excited. You see, when you're excited, you're automatically inspired. When you're excited, you're automatically energized. And so when you follow what makes you most excited, this ability to be continuously energized is triggered. So what I've been doing over the last few years since I've discovered this is really get to grips of what it is that actually makes me excited. And asking that question is the beginning of allowing the new mechanics of making a decision through inspiration rather than logic. Now, I'm not saying get rid of logic totally, but the main deciding factor for me personally is what makes me most excited. How do I follow that excitement? And from minute by minute, I need to be asking that question of myself is, if this makes me excited, I'm going to move towards it. If this doesn't make me excited, I'm not going to move towards it. So the question first we need to ask is, what makes us most excited in life? And health and vitality and the ability to live on purpose is by far the most exciting thing once we've discovered it and once we start following it. The second thing I want to talk about is this idea that our rituals create our habits and our habits create our behavior. You see, we are all human beings made up of a mind, and this mind is made up of a personality. This personality is made up of our behaviors, the behaviors are made up of our habits, and our habits are made up of our rituals. This is pretty much what we're made up of. When you wake up in the morning and for the first 10 seconds, you can't remember who you are, and then all of a sudden you become reminded of your personality, your behaviors, your habits, and your rituals. So in order to stay on track and in order to stay on the excitement mark, what I would suggest you do, and this is something I've been doing quite a lot of, is breaking down the rituals that we have inside our minds, the rituals we have in our physical daily activity, and we understand what these rituals are and which rituals make us excited and which rituals put our energy down. And then these rituals, what we can do is start changing them slowly, one by one, replacing them with rituals that make us more excited and more energized and lead us to self-inspiration. So what I've done is I've got some physical rituals, waking up at a certain time, eating a certain type of food, and creating and making sure which rituals energize me and which rituals don't. And then I've got mental rituals that I've been writing down and understanding what makes my mind tick and happy and what doesn't. And then the trick is to just replace these rituals, and slowly but surely these rituals become habits, these habits become behaviors, and slowly but surely we start changing our personality. I hope you've enjoyed both of these sort of tool sets. One, to follow your highest excitement rather than just always logic. And secondly, understand that rituals are the beginning of us understanding how to change our behaviors, habits, and our personality. I think self-inspiration is by far the most important thing we could be doing as human beings. We don't need to always be going out to look for inspiration and motivation, and these tools need to be practiced, and I'll be touching on them as we move forward through this series. Hope you have a wonderful week. I look forward to chatting to you again. Ciao from Cape Town.